Hello everyone and welcome back to another Ash Instructs video. Today we're going to be focusing on introduction to functions in Python. So in today's video we're going to go over creating a function, calling a function, and passing through arguments in a function. Alright, so let's just get started with creating a function. Now to create a function, what we have to do is use the keyword def or def. What this is it's basically the short form for define, and what we're doing is we're defining our own function. Now if I wanted to define a function called foo, for example, right? So foo, and what I would do is I would I would name the function foo, and then after this I would put parentheses or brackets, and I would follow it with a colon. Now that we have named our function like so, we give it the name of foo, and then we after foo we put parentheses and then the colon. Now below that, as you can see, if I press enter, it automatically indents, and below this is what the function will do, right? So now that we have created the function, what we can do is we can actually put something for the function to do. And so in this case, what I wanted to do is I wanted to print hello to the screen, right? So what I can do is I can put print hello, and what this will do is when I call it, it will literally print hello. Now calling the function, how can we do that? Well, I'm just going to save this file, and then what it will do is it will run in this shell. And so if I were to go and call the function, I can call the function by simply putting foo, or the function name, with parentheses and pressing enter, and as you can see, it literally prints hello to the shell, right? If I were to change this to hello world, it will, if I save this and run this and I call it again, it will print hello world. So that is what a function does. It's just a short way or shortcut to executing a large script. And although this is not, it's only one line, it's not too large right now. If you were to create a really large script, you can just call it in one line. So how can we pass arguments through a function? So what we can do is we can put a variable in between these parentheses. So what we can do is we can do x, for example, right? And what x can be is it can be anything that you want it to be. It can be a string, it can be an integer. Since it's not defined as something like a specific data type right now, we can be anything that it wants, right? So if we put x, what we can do is we can say print x, right? Now this may not make a lot of sense right now, but if I execute this file, if I put foo, and in between the parentheses, I put something like hello, right? So before we had to print hello after the function, after the colon and everything inside the function. But what we're going to do right now is we're actually going to say what we want to print in between the parentheses when we call the function itself. So if I say foo and then I define x as hello in quotations, making it a string, it will literally print hello to the screen. And if I were to do something like foo, and it could even be a number like 45, it will print 45 to the screen. Since x is not, stated as a string or an integer or something like that yet, it can be whatever you want it to be, right? So what I could do is I can print x plus y. And if I were to define something like y in between the parentheses as an argument, as two arguments now, what I can do is I can run this file, and I could say, instead of hello, I can say, so x is going to be 3, and then y is going to be 5, right? So 3 plus 5 we know is 8, and if I press enter, it's going to give us a value of 8, right? So in this case, if I just to quickly break it down, so what we're doing is we are writing down the function name, and then as you can see, we have two arguments, x, then we separated with a comma, and then y. And so what x and y are is they're two arguments, and then when we're calling the function, define them as something like 3 and then comma 5, what it will do is it will execute the file, alongside with what you had, put into the function itself. So it's fairly simple right now. This is the introduction to functions. It does get a little bit more complex than this, and there's a lot of ways you can use functions, and this will be, taught in future videos. Well, that's it for me. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye.